Shalom, shalom, mishpacha, b'Yisrael, b'Yishrayah, the Yahushua, Yishrayah. All right, y'all. So I want to get into this topic about the warnings of the cloud, okay, or the fully transferred students. I'll title it however I title it, but this is going to be talking about different warnings that you want to look out for that happened to the first two wives. All right. So let's just get into this. I don't want to do too much intro. All right, so this book is Legends of the Jews, okay? You'll find it in the pseudepigrapha and things like that, but it's online, but it's a pseudepigrapha. You got many different writings in there. Legends of the Jews, all right? So it's in chapter 3 under the subtitle Woman, all right? And it says this is an excerpt. The divine resolution to bestow a companion on Adam met the wishes of man, who had been overcome by a feeling of isolation when the animals came to him in pairs to be named. Alright, so we already know, to stop right there, that Adam was, supposed to name all of the animals according to their character and etc., etc. And that's a great wisdom to know how to name things, like to be able to name someone according to their soul or their character, etc., etc. So that's what he was there to do. And that's every animal, every kind of man. Or beasts, as you call them. Before they was called animals and beasts, they were called mankind or kinds of man. So every kind he named, and they spoke, and they all spoke the same language. They all was meta, they all was telepathic. So it was no need for them to look at each other like animals or whatever. So that's why it's understood as, that. But they said animals here, but they were the other kinds of men. All right, so it says, let's go further. It said, to banish his loneliness, Lilith was first given to Adam as wife. Okay, so that was a main thing that you need to notice here, that we're going to notice throughout all of these different excerpts, is the loneliness. Everybody loved to make loneliness and being single as an honorable thing, or as something to be content with, only because you are yourself possibly not ready to be married. So you can try to upbraid being single and lonely, like, oh, you need to get yourself together speech, when that's not always the case for everyone. So when it's not the case for someone that don't need to get themselves together and already got themselves together, it is now an evil thing. And it is completely evil and forbidden for a man to be alone, like singular, physically alone. You can be in his head all day. You can be talking to him all day. But it's not good for him to be alone in his life and the daily duties of his life. Okay, it's not, no. So the Most High thought this a very important thing. One of the most important things was to banish his loneliness. Okay, so it says, to banish his loneliness, Lilith was first given to Adam as wife. Like him, she had been created out of the dust of the ground, but she remained with him only a short time. All right, and that's one thing I want to stop right there to say, that she was made like Adam, out of the dust of the ground. So if her framing looked like him, as to say, oh, she looked like a man or whatever the case, or she looked framed like Adam, yes, she was made out of the dust of the earth just like him. They were made together. And so it was not a strange thing, all right, for her to look like him. And to him, it wasn't a strange thing either, but there was only one reason why he could not, be intimate with her as he should be, and we'll get into that and I'll speak on that. All right, so yeah, out of the dust of the ground were they both made. But she remained with him only a short time, because she insisted upon enjoying full equality with her husband. Okay, so this is one thing that I want to warn y'all about, that are the fully transferred students. You knew that you came from being actually a man, so you will have tendencies to feel equal to a man that you would submit to in a sacred marriage or in a relationship. Y'all gonna have issues about who's gonna play the masculine role. It's gonna be a tit for tat sometimes if you're not sure about your femininity of being a woman now. You're going to be struggling with that thing, and you're going to be contending a lot or having contentious thoughts a lot with your husband, like Lilith did. Why? Because they were made exactly the same, all right, out of the dust of the earth, but she had different components, all right? So that's the issue. The thing about it was that made it disrespectful, that y'all not thinking about, is that Adam is older than her. Like, that's like saying you're my little sister, or my wife is like 10 years younger than me, 10, 15 years younger than me. And that's what the issue was, or the situation was. But because Lilith can do everything Adam can do, and she was made exactly like him in every way, except she was not given the breath of life from the Most High, as to say, to maintain the hierarchy. The Most High spoke to Adam, and Adam spoke to Lilith to keep the hierarchical order. She was mad about the hierarchical order. Also, she was upset that she was younger than him. And that's the thing, like, if your brothers and sisters are younger than you, like, what? I'm the oldest. That's always gonna be a thing eternally. I'm the oldest, no matter what. 1 year, 2, I'm still the oldest. I'm older than you. So it's gonna drive you crazy, and you're gonna be arguing and fussing. What? I'm the oldest. I'm older than you, and da 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 da. You're gonna go off. And what can happen is one of you cannot be humble, or the younger cannot be humble, and they'll split off and break away and do such an evil thing. But that's what it's like in siblinghood too. You know, the younger siblings can feel like, you know, well, I'm grown now. I learned some things, so I'm gonna do me. Whereas though the sibling that's older is also learned some things and older too. You still never disrespect the elder. You see what I'm saying? And you understand that by you being elder than a lot of people out here, and you don't want people disrespecting you being elder than them. That's like saying, I'm class of 98, and then I come and somebody, you know, come up and be like, I'm class of 2005, I'm class of 05. You're gonna be cracking up laughing. Or if you like me, I'm class of 03, 2003. So I'm class of 03. You coming out of nowhere, I'm class of 22. You know what I'm saying? Like, get out of here. Like, you cracking up laughing with all of the, you know what I'm saying? You can't contain no ounce of laughter left because of the disrespect level of comparing your age. So that was the situation here with Adam and Lilith. She was trying to say that, you know, I'm class of 22. He like, I'm class of 03. What you trying to say? Just listen to me. I know what I'm talking about. Like, if you got something to say, just put it on the table and we can see if that's something we can do or not. And it was a thing that she was always trying to be equal to him, or she was trying to enjoy full equality because she was made just like him, you know, in every way almost. All right. So that was the issue and why she left. All right. So let's get back into this, and then let me bring it back to that. That's it. But she remained with him only a short time, because she insisted upon enjoying full equality with her husband. She derived her rights from her identical origin. So she basically used the example of, I'm made out of the dust of the earth like you. And that was her only excuse. You know, but I'm older though. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got the same father and mother. And you're like, well, I got the same father you got. Like, yeah, but I'm older. Like, what? It's like, you tripping now. So that was the issue. So don't fall to that. You know, like, if I'm like, for example, I'm 37, and if you're a fully transferred student, you interested in me, and you like 20 something or whatever the case, don't be like, well, I used to be a man, so I still feel that. Carry it as a younger brother or a baby brother up under his elder brother. That's how you would want to kind of like assess that. How Lilith should have assessed it. Like, I'm your wife, but it's like, I'm your little sister. You should carry it like that. And that's how Adam was carrying it. Like, you my little sister for real. Or like, you my daughter or something because you're younger than me. That was kind of what it was getting into, because she was contending with him. So you don't want to do that. Just already go with that energy of, well, he's elder than me, like an elder brother. So I'm going to put that emotion to it and understand how I should carry myself to him as being like a younger sister or something like that. You know, or younger, you know, and this is my big brother, and my big brother got me, or whatever, or my big brother going, you know, look out for me, type of thing. You know, I'm my brother's keeper type thing. So, and that's something good to be understood, because a lot of men are very submissive to elder men that are wise and knowledgeable, and mean well and stuff like that. So it's not hard for men to submit. It's hard for women to submit, but it's not hard for men to. So when a man see an honorable man that he can put himself under, he's easier to submit because he can learn from him or whatever the case. So that's how you would take it. That's how I did. There were different men that were wiser than me and more knowledgeable than me, and I humbled myself under them to learn from them. And when I became of the age to do my own thing, I did it because I am a man and he's a man. But in the case of husband and wife, then you basically learn to plow together. Like two oxen equally yoked, you plow together at that point. Don't try to step in front of your husband that guided you up and got you on his level. You now work with him and stay equal with him, but he still wins the hierarchy because he's still elder, or he's still taught you, or whatever the case. He's still the man or whatever. But there will be difficulty for y'all if you be with a man that's not a man, and you're always gonna have that struggle between masculine energy and feminine energy, like women do naturally already. They have that struggle with trusting men because he's not quite a man. He's still like a boy, and being a boy is not about your physical state, because anybody could be injured or disabled and not be able to do a work or be able to obtain money. So it's not about your physical state. It's about your mental state and your spiritual state, your wisdom and knowledge, which qualifies you as a man or whatever to guide a family. All right, so with that, let's continue on. Now, it said, with the help of the ineffable name, which was the name of the Most High Father. Back then, the ineffable name, or the name of the Most High Father, when you pronounced it or when you spoke it, you can ascend into heaven. You can transcend. It had so much power in his name when you spoke it back then. It was like, you know what I'm saying? So, with the help of the ineffable name, which she pronounced, Lilith flew away from Adam and vanished in the air. So they basically was fighting and got into a fight, and she ran away from him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ran away because you can't beat him, you can't this, that, enough, and you're not in the right enough, and so you basically escape with the help of the Most High's name. So Adam complained before the Most High Father that the wife he had given him had deserted him, and the Most High Father sent forth 3 angels to capture her. So we see here, she left him, and he complained to the Most High about the wife he gave him. Like, yo, this wife is, what the heck, kind of da-da-da-da-da. He was going off to the Most High, complaining. So he's praying, complaining. Why you give me this woman, and she this and that, and she this, and da-da-da. And so the Most High sent forth 3 angels to capture her, to bring her back home. It wasn't like because y'all argued and got into a fight, the Most High was like, well, just let her go, divorce her. No, he went to go get her back, and they went to try to speak to her to get her back. And we'll see what happened after that. Sorry, I didn't put it here. I meant to screenshot that. But just before we get to this part that I highlighted, it spoke about them cursing her if she did not come back to Adam. That 100 of her demon children would be killed or every day, and she was like, I'd rather that than go back to Adam. I'd rather 100 of my children, demon children, be killed each day than to go back to Adam. So it was like she was very, very, not forgiving, not understanding. And that can happen to women. That happens where you are the younger, or when you're the one in the hierarchical position under someone, and you get into a situation or debacle, you are the one prone to not want to work it out. And so women do that. They're prone to not work something out that can be. And you go above and beyond. I'd rather my children die than to go be back. What? So you rather your children die, so you would sacrifice your children, then go back and work it out with your husband so that they can live. And so understand that from the children's point of view. Even though they was demons, because when she went to Satan, she left Adam for Satan, the first one that came out, Samyaza. And he transformed her image and all that stuff to look like a different type of thing, and she started acting different and and she was having children by him, and she was birthing demons. All right. Also, she went back to Adam and birthed children through him too. So she left him, cheated on him by committing adultery, and then went back to him and had children, got pregnant by him. Like, she's losing herself. But Adam, her being his wife originally, he took her back anyway, because there's no such thing as divorce really. It was just a curse that got put upon her for trying to divorce or trying to leave. She got cursed. So that's a clue for y'all to understand that divorce is a curse. Even though the Most High will let you leave and live and be with another man or be with another person, you still will be cursed. So she still got cursed, but she still was able to live because of the contention or whatever. And so it wasn't that big of a situation to kill her at that moment, but her children got cursed because of, gonna go get, it was the disrespect of the matter. We understand that. All right, let's continue on. That was in that next part. If you want to go read it. It's in the pseudepigrapha. I'll probably put it in captions or something somewhere. All right, so it said, the woman destined to become the companion of man was taken from Adam's body. For only when like is joined to like, the union is indissoluble. The creation of woman from man was possible because Adam originally had two faces, which was separated at the birth of who? Which is wrongfully called Eve. All right, so at the birth of who? All right, so Adam originally had two faces. What's that saying? He had two souls. He had a nefesh and a neshama. All right, he was asexual. Okay, he could reproduce and create within himself. All right, but who was made, and so his neshama was taken out of him and given to her, so that he was stuck with the nefesh, and she was given the neshama. So man and woman need each other, because the neshama of Adam was given to woman and was the neshama. Sorry about that. So nefesh and neshama, he need both to operate properly as a complete being called man or Adam. So that's why a woman is needed, even though, whatever the case, you can't live without a woman at all, no matter what you're thinking. No matter if you're homosexual or not, you still need a woman. Regardless, you need a woman. Not even just for procreation. You need that feminine energy. A man eats off of feminine energy, and it boosts his masculinity, and it puts him in proper order and perspective, and his proper masculine order and authority or whatever the case when it's done right. And a woman needs that masculine energy to put her in her proper position to be in authority the right way, so that everybody can be in order the right way. All right, so here it is. He had two faces. That's what that's saying. People be like, two faces? So now you thinking he had a face by a face, or he was born with two heads and had a neck? Nah, he had two souls. He was masculine and feminine in one being. So he can be masculine and flip and then be feminine. And it wasn't wrong. So when the separation happened, order was given to it, where a man can no longer hold the feminine energy with the masculine energy. It's given to the woman to do it. Because now woman exists, we cannot disrespect the order now. So now you're seeing when the Most High make things, he give order to it, and you are not allowed to transgress the order, or else curses come behind it, and it discombobulates and monkey wrench the creation. So you don't want to be disrespectful, even though it can be done, you should not do it. For example, you're driving on the road. You don't cross that solid 2 yellow line in the road. You don't cross that. But some people might do that, at the cost of a car coming and try to make it. Even though they didn't get hit, they still made it. But eventually you will not make it. Or running red lights for life, or running stop signs, like you run stop signs for a living, or you run red lights for a living. You're not supposed to be doing that. And the more you do it, you get used to it, and you don't realize the danger. The danger of it neutralizes. And so you feel like, whatever, I'm just like this, I'm this, and you making every reason excuse in the world why you run red lights and why you run stop signs until you get hit by, oh no. If you survive, then you start, oh no, you're right, I was stupid, what the heck? I got so used to running red lights and stop signs, I'm feeling like the thing is okay. It's like how everybody today, LGBTQ, I would take the L out and I would make the T, a lowercase t, not a capital T. All right. So that community, is got so comfortable with being how they are, running red lights and stop signs. It's like everybody became okay with it, or start speaking like they okay about it when it's out of order. But a lot of men were wise to go so far left that they ended up being full circle, ended up right. And so, right, from man came women. And so here it is, you did it. You turned yourself into a woman because it's the proper order that women came from men. So let's continue on. All right, so that's the two-phase issue. The two souls, Nefesh and Neshama, like I've been saying. All right, the Neshama was given to woman. And for the fully transferred students, you are now given Neshamot. You're now given female souls to be able to get into a sacred marriage union with a man, with a Nefesh, so that it can be properly done. So that you won't be battling back and forth between that masculine energy and memories and all that type of stuff you used to have. When you have a proper man, a good pious man, you'll be able to do it right. So this is what's going on. All right, so let's just say it was done with you. And so now the Neshama is given to you, and now you can dwell with Adam, just like the Neshama was given to Hu, and now she can be with Adam as a wife, and it can be proper. Same story. All right, next paragraph. When the Most High Father was on the point of making Hu, he said, I will not make her from the head of man, lest she carry her head high in arrogance, or arrogant pride. Not from the eye, lest she be wanton-eyed. Not from the ear, lest she be an eavesdropper. Not from the neck, lest she be insolent. Not from the mouth, lest she be a tattler. Not from the heart, lest she be inclined to envy. Envy against Adam. Envy him and stuff, like Lilith did. Not from the hand, lest she be a meddler. Not from the foot, lest she be a gadabout, and etc., etc. So, the Most High said, I will form her from a chaste portion of the body, and to every limb and organ as he formed it. Okay? So, limb and organ here. So, Eve was fashioned, okay? And he took a part of Adam to make her from. So, he's debating and thinking like, which part should I take her from? Because everything has a meaning here. I can't just do it. I got to do it like to make it make sense. So the chaste part of Adam is his rib. And so that's what he did. And so after he took the rib, he fashioned limbs and organs. You know what organs look like? Guts. Okay, so it was a bloody, nasty process to clone her. She was being cloned, or like a baby grows in the womb of a woman. You're not trying to like get the baby out before it's time. You might can be a preemie, but you ain't gonna be like coming out extra early. So in the same sense, a lot of y'all transfer students, don't be trying to come out extra early at 5 months, and you still got the dick swinging, the balls and all that extra stuff going on. Like you need to whoa, get back in there, shorty. Like at least 8 months. Like we can do with like the thing gone, and okay, you in the process of your boobs and your voice good, or your voice not good, but you got the boobs and your dick and balls is gone, and you still got some things to do that can be done. It can be finished outside. So some babies, they preemies, they can finish growing outside, but you're not gonna be extra preemie like 4 months. No. So don't be coming out 4 and 5 months. Come out at least 8 months, 9 months or something like that, and be a preemie or be fully done before you come to a man trying to, obligate him to accept you in that unfinished state. That's not orderly, okay? If we're going to do it properly, you got to come scripturally how the Most High would do it. But y'all not knowing that, already thinking it's a satanic thing. You coming, however, with your emotions and stuff, because you want embracement and understandable. You want all of that stuff, intimacy. Get the process done, and you can get it done. You're not ready yet. Like me, I should not be trying to ask about marriage if I'm not serving the Most High Father, if I'm not living a pious and pure life already. I don't know the ways of the Most High to guide you or family. Why am I asking for a wife? So in that same sense, I'm not coming to you unfinished. Also, I'm not lazy. I can work. Life is just difficult. So I'm not coming to you unfinished. I'm already finished my 9-month process and all that. Y'all don't come to me unfinished, okay? Make it match, make it make sense, and that's what the Most High is doing here. So bringing it back, I will form her from a chaste portion of the body, and to every limb and organ as he formed it. The Most High Father said, be chaste, be chaste. So as he was making her, he's commanding her to be chaste. Be chaste. Like I'm saying, don't try to change and be a woman and start doing what they doing. Just because you feeling it. Or you getting attention. Be chaste, be modest, be sober. Code chastity, sobriety. Okay? So be chaste. Okay? Be modest. Be sober. Sobriety. He's commanding it. He's commanding it. He's begging. That's why you say it twice. Be chaste. Be chaste. That's a demand to be chaste. Nevertheless, in spite of the great caution used, woman has all the faults the Most High Father tried to obviate. Alright? The daughters of Zion were haughty and walked with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes. Sarah was an eavesdropper in her own tent. You know, why is you eavesdropping in your own house? Like, this is your house. That's very disrespectful. When the angel spoke with Abraham, you know, basically when the Most High came to speak, the messenger came to speak with Abraham at that time, before he destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. She was eavesdropping in her own tent instead of just come out and listen. You know, she like, why you gotta eavesdrop? Abraham is not like that for you to be like that. So it's like you want to know something so that you could tell something behind somebody's back, and it's crazy. You know, you want to make things seem like you make it seem like you don't know things. What's another thing of eavesdropping? What y'all doing now on YouTube? You want to know everything I'm doing, but you don't want to present yourself to me. You don't want to be present with me. You don't want to be side by side in communication so that you can speak forth your opinion whenever you need to or whenever you feel to, and I can be right there to also speak forth opinions, and we can back, you know, not back for back, but we can back and forth and speak and have a communication. Instead, y'all want to be on YouTube, y'all want to be playing spy games, FBI games, CIA games, and be behind scenes eavesdropping so that you can go tell other people what I'm doing without me knowing that you know what I'm doing. That's very disrespectful and evil to do. So that's what he did not like about Sarah, that she was an eavesdropper in her own tent. Like, yo, this your husband. Why you acting like that? Go and talk to the man. Yo, get with her. What the heck? So he tripping when the Most High when the Savior came to speak with him. Alright, so Miriam was a talebearer accusing Masha or Moshe, as Arabic people call it Musa. So accusing Masha, or whatever the case, of being with Zipporah, an Egyptian woman, or whatever the case. And so, like, she just like lying and stuff. Why you want to tell lies and stuff? So she ended up getting vitiligo, or leprosy as they call it in the scriptures. The Most High gave her vitiligo instantly on the spot, taking away her melanin, and she became like part white and part brown. And so she had to go without the cap unless she spread that curse on the other people, and they go from brown to white with no melanin, meaning like you can't produce melanin at all. So it's a curse. It was a curse for them as being brown people, but it was not a curse for people born like that. Like, if you born like that, you born like that. Okay, it's like a birthmark, as the scriptures say. If you're born with a birthmark, it's not vitiligo, it's just a birthmark. You born like that. But if you was born fully one complexion or fully one color or whatever the case, and then you start looking completely different, like white flesh now having brown flesh, you have a vitiligo, a curse, a leprosy. You need to stay away from people until they get away. But if you're born like that, you can call it something like vitiligo or burn marks. You know, your soul got burnt for some kind of reason before you was born. There was something going on. Like I told to my ex Jade, the reason why she has vitiligo when she was born is because of the pre-plan. You know, and that's a heavenly understanding I don't want to get into right now, who she is before we came to earth, and now got to play roles as humans. And you know, it's like acting. We got to play roles, but before we came to earth, we were who we are. And so because she was who she was in the pre-plan, and she was my first, Jade was my first. So I lost my virginity to her, and so that was the reason. The pre-plan was like, yo, you know. So anyway, off of that, bringing it on, let's continue on. Rachel was envious of her sister Leah. All right, so come on now. So it's just many different things that the Most High is trying to tell y'all that you should not be. You're being anyway. You should be chaste. You should not have a reason to be envious of your sister. You should not have a reason to want to tell bear on your brother Moses, your little brother Moses or Masha. There's no reason for you to be eavesdropping in your own house. It's your house. Ain't nobody stopping you. Nobody got bad characters or energy. The creator came to talk to Abraham, who's a holy man. You eavesdropping. What the heck is you doing? These are not evil men to be feeling like you need to eavesdrop and get some kind of juice or get some juicy information. Like, what the world wrong with you? So that's why the Most High called her out. Like, why your wife eavesdropping? What's going on? She like, I wasn't eavesdropping. She lied. Like, you did. You just basically sat there and lied to me about you not eavesdropping. Why is you lying to me? Like, yo, what's going on? And so that's what the Savior said when he came to visit Abraham. She lied right to the Savior. Right to him. Right to the... Yo, what? You lied right to the Savior in front of his face. And that's what happened whenever one of the sons of the Most High Father, they come out of their majestic form and come to earth and be base and humble as humans, you can't identify them. You just kind of look at them as regular people. And so you can basically lie to them, like me. You don't know who I am. To you, I'm just a person, but you don't know who I am. But if you did know who I am, you wouldn't carry me like you do. So coming to earth, it's a big humbling process, and you can see people treat you actually how they really want to treat you. So let's just say, for example, I'm one of the kings, of the King of Kings, or whatever, the 144,000. So I'm one of the original sons of Yah, like the Savior was. Okay, I just came in the world spotted. He came in the world unspotted. All right, but it still don't take away from me being a king, one of the authorities of heaven, one of the original sons of the Most High Yah. And all of y'all knew that. All of y'all respected me, y'all bowed to me, all this extra stuff, worshiped me and all this stuff like that. And I never could see or sense how you really felt about me, because I'm always in majesty. I'm always in shine. I'm always in power. I'm always ruling over y'all, rightly and things like that. And so I never give you a reason to really express how you feel about, because, so it's like, yo, you can hold it, because even if you disagree with me about something, you can still hold it because I'm a good man to you and your life is good and you life is still good for you. So how would I tell? Let's make something the way you can't even identify me. I would look like a regular old bum guy on the street in the corner somewhere that you'll be however to him. You'll say whatever that your heart want to say. And that's like, wow, I want to know how you really feel about me. So now I made myself a human, and made y'all humans, and now I can see how y'all feel about me. So that when we end this acting session of being humans and we die and go back to the kingdom of heaven, if you make it, then I can basically pull it out like, dang, yo, this really was like this to me. Or you actually was how you always was. You really was like how you always was to me. Pure and pious and honest and innocent and things like that. Wow, you never was different. So-and-so, so-and-so. As for so-and-so, like, yo, you was like this at first. When we go to earth and play this little acting role of humans, this how you was. Like this. Your whole 70 years of living, or however long you live, you was like this to me. Or you ain't even know me, but this is how you was to holy things, So how you gonna be to me? Like, it's all that's what's gonna happen. And then bam, you might not make it, or you might make it, or whatever. So it's like that. This is all a testing ground, yo. Because something had happened. Somebody fell from heaven. So we already did the pre-plan. We're gonna make mankind. Why? Because we already see where this thing going. Alright? We see where it's going. Somebody already got energy, feelings and emotions that's feeling funny. So let's make this thing called mankind and introduce it to everybody. Why? Because everybody got not the same. Everybody's not on par. Something not right here. So let's introduce this new thing we're gonna make called mankind because of what we feel about them already. But we're not gonna tell them that it's because what we feel about y'all already, and it's a testing ground for y'all and us. But we're just gonna tell you we're gonna make this thing, and this is what it's gonna be like, and it's gonna be like that. Really, we telling the story based off of y'all energy that y'all giving us. And so bam, here it is, mankind. And look at it. Based off of what y'all already like. Alright? So it exposes you. And before we go back into the house of the Most High Father, which is the master house, Ab is master house. I left master, bit house. The master house, which is the father. Before we go back into the father, it need to be hashed out who belong and don't belong. And so bam, this is the process, and that's all. We just still going through it. It's at the end of it, but we still going through it. A very long process, but short process at the same time. All right. So let's continue on and finish this. Eve put out her hand to take the forbidden fruit, and Dinah was a gadabout. So mother who, she basically caused the fall of mankind, by doing something opposite of what her husband said. Her husband said, don't do that. She did it anyway. Like I told my wife when we was getting married, I said, say your marriage vows anyway. Even though it's the American system We're in the system already. You got a social security card and a birth certificate. Without your choice, you in the system already, just being born. So just say your marriage vows anyway. She thought to be wiser than me. Well, I don't want to say my vows and be part of the system. Like, you already part of the system. We on food stamps. We on this. We on that. You get a job. Whether your own business, you still need a business license from them. You're part of the system already, bitch, being here. So just do it. And she didn't. But I said it real humble. I said, you know what? Just say your marriage vows anyway. And just vow them in the name of the Most High Yah. That's all. Just vow it in the name of the Most High Yah. And you'll see why I said that when we get to that. And when we did, I said my vows, bop, 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 in the name of the Most High Yah. I said, till death do we part together. I said, till death do we part together into everlasting life. I didn't just say till death do we part, and that's it. I said together into everlasting life in the name of the Most High Yah. That I was going crazy with it. And then the judge is like, that's the holiest, purest vows I ever heard in my life. And I've been doing this for... she was an old woman, so I've been doing this all my life. I'm the holiest marriage vows I ever heard ever. She looked at Tanika and was like, you gonna say something? She didn't say nothing. She just like froze. And everybody looking at her like, you not gonna say nothing? You don't got no vows, nothing? Like, I love you or I'll honor you, nothing. Make up something at least. Just even say that, sorry, I have not made my vows yet, or whatever the case, I'll make them later, baby. Like, apologize for not being ready or something. She ain't say anything at all. The judge forced her to make the vows by saying, do you take him to be... And she was getting mad. Like, what? After you hear that, you realize, like, you catfishing and you playing a game. And he not. He really just... You catfishing, but he a lake trout. You know what I'm saying? You looking for... Like, yo, you can't even eat catfish because it don't have fins and scales. It's like it's terrestrial, extraterrestrial body. It has a extraterrestrial body. It's smooth. It's not a fins and scale body. So you can't even eat that. You playing around. You trying to eat catfish. I'm like, yo, I'm like salmon or lake trout or some crap like that you get at the corner store with 2 slices of bread and some hot sauce. So what is you doing? So they had to do that thing. After we got married, she didn't say our marriage vows. We went to the store and we saw some lake trout. I said, hey, look, some lake trout right here. She's looking like, what? You know, because normally she gets salmon. And I guess, I don't know, yo, but whatever. They was talking to her because the disrespect was too strong. So that's a lot of stuff factored into that. But I don't want to get too deep into that. That's just information for y'all transfer students that's fully transferred that want to know a little bit more about me too. Just threw that in there for you. I'm an open book. That's why I be coming out like that and rambling. Because I'm not a closed book. I don't have secrets. So I can just talk about my life so fluently. People that's like real reserved and don't talk, they probably got secrets, so they don't say much about themselves or talk much. Many reasons why people don't talk much, but that could be one main one. All right, so we did that. All right, so Dana was a gadabout. All right, so let's get to the next part. The physical formation of woman is far more complicated than that of man, as it must be for the function of childbearing and likewise the intelligence of woman. Now, a lot of y'all women that are from the daughters of who, born women, y'all will try to pull that card and be like, see, we are more intricately made because we got to bear children. But my Auntie Angel, she never had children. She like, what, 50 plus years old, going on 60. And she can't have children. Her greatest desire was to be married and have children. She did everything proper, but still could not have children. So my aunt was barren. You know, she wasn't a transfer. Wasn't no such thing as that. They didn't have technology to do all that. It wasn't a thing. That was not something that you saw. Even if you did see something like that, it would only be rich people with money, not people in the hood struggling. You know what I'm saying? My aunt, Auntie Angel, she was back in her prime when she was young in her teen years. She hustled and everything. Dressed like a boy, hustled and all that. Got into fights and scraps. Had to fight like a man for real. She wasn't throwing her fists like doing all that crap. She was actually throwing hooks and uppercuts and jabs, fighting. You know what I'm saying? Being out there hustling and stuff. On Stockton Street. Up there in Upton. North Avenue area. So that's where we lived at. Gold Street, Upton, Sandtown area. So she had to fight. For real. And a lot of times she had stories about, you know, she got beat up one time for her pack or whatever she had. She had something on her and she was in the car. And the guy just rocked the bow, knocked her out, and then took her stuff. And then she, you know, it kind of like made her rethink being like this because, like, yeah, you can fight and stuff, But when you come across an actual man throwing a real blow, you don't want to keep going through taking hits like that and hooks and blows. Somebody take your packs, and then what? You in debt now, and next thing your life in danger, the children in danger. But back then when she was in her prime, she always bought stuff like, she always bought us gold and stuff like gold rings, gold this, gold that. I didn't understand the importance of that stuff being a child, but she was doing that type stuff. So she hustled and stuff. She hugged the block and stuff like that when she was younger. And that was like what? It was like 1980s, going on in the early 90s. So it was the 80s going early, the late 80s going on early 90s. So that was in that era. I was like what? In like kindergarten. Yeah, I was in preschool, kindergarten. I was going to the school right there on Upton, right where the this is for y'all from Baltimore, where the Upton subway station at. I forgot the name of the school though. I got stuck in the statue right there. The statue got like little holes in it and stuff, and I got stuck in the statue at the school right there. My mother had to come all the way from Stockton Street to pull me out of the statue because I got stuck or whatever. We was playing duck duck goose outside. I wanted to climb through the hole. I was that small, so I can climb through that small little hole, but I got stuck. I got too big, and she had to pull me out. I thought I was gonna die, because it's like it's a rock statue. How you gonna break it? How you gonna what you gonna do? So she pulled me out. That was the funniest thing ever. But yeah, she pulled me out. I was in kindergarten. I went to first grade, and then I was, that's what I remember about that. It's kindergarten, and so bringing that back, that was just a story to tell you about me too. A little information about my childhood, being like 4 or 5 years old. But Auntie Angel, I call her Auntie Angel. Her name is Corey, but always Auntie Angel, not Auntie Angel. So I made up a thing like Auntie Angels. They just call her Angel, but she can never have children. So she come to understand that she actually is an angel, not a human. So that's why she so that's why she can't have children, because she actually is an angel, and it was not her sign for her to have children, or whatever the case. Maybe surrogacy, if she could have children in her old age, that would be another miracle like Sarah or Elizabeth. When the Savior was born through Miriam, and Elizabeth had Yehukanan, as they call John. She had Yehukanan in her old age, and that was a miracle. So it could be that type of thing, but she's an angel, straight angel, and brown skin. A lot of people think angels are always white people or whatever the case. Los Angeles, city of angels. Nah, Auntie Angel is a brown black person. She's a black American. She's a Hebrew Israelite, 100%. Native Indian and Hebrew Israelite, mixed blood, no white in her. But she's an angel. So angels are brown too. A lot of people love making everything white. Like you're whitening out everything, whitewashing everything. Y'all got a problem, Like everything is a white canvas. Put something on a brown canvas or a black canvas sometimes. Everything is not a white canvas. Sometimes there's a black canvas, all right, which is what we see, space and all that. You got the black canvas. Like, what's a black canvas? Like, what? Painting on the black canvas? You crazy, boy. Until Satan got kicked out. Oh, snap, a black canvas. How we gonna paint? You need life to paint in a black canvas. But in a life canvas, you can paint anything, any color show. Black should even show. But on a black canvas, boy. So that's the case. So to bring it back, y'all women understand. All women cannot bear children, all right? But this is what was pronounced here. A woman was made in a way so that she can bear children. So it took longer and was more intricate and detailed to make a biological form that can hold children in life. So it took a lot of thought, is what I'm saying. As for Lilith and for the modified man, the Kalal, the fully transferred students, it don't take much thought to do that transfer process or to do that process, that bloody organ flesh process. It don't take much. With women it took a lot of thought went into it. But still, some women cannot bear children, even though they are actually born women. All right, that's that. Move to the next thing. All right, so this goes on to say, I skipped some stuff, but some important parts. The man must ask the woman to be his wife, and not the woman the man to be her husband, because it is man who has sustained the loss of his rib. Now, I'm gonna give you a gem, and then I'm gonna also this is for y'all fully transferred students. I got a burp, sorry. In the scripture when it said, he who finds a wife findeth a good thing, or he who findeth a wife findeth a good thing, in Proverbs initially, it's worded wrong. He who find a wife. Yeah, it's really saying this. He who finds his wife, it's a good thing, okay, that he finds his wife. It makes more sense that you just don't go be with any random woman just because she's pretty. You can be given a gift, but you're not just being with any random woman unless she's given to you by some man, some authority over her, like a father, a brother, uncle, somebody from the family gave her to you, or whatever the case happened in her life, somebody gave her to you, a slave, whatever the process, she's given to you. But a wife is your rib already, and so you go to find her, your rib. So that is the point of life. You must find yourself. You must find yourself. All right, people say that all the time. You must find yourself. That's the thought here. Okay, so because it is back to it, because it is man who has sustained the loss of his rib, and he sallies forth to make good his loss again. All right, so yeah, if you wasn't born fraternal or born as a man child, as born with your wife, as some fraternal, that's what the fraternity birth is. You're born a man or you're born married. But if you're not born married or born a man child or a male child, or you're born a female child or you're born a male child, you're not born a man child. So you're gonna have to go out into the world, serve the Most High Father. When you serve the Most High Father, he accepts you, and then basically he helps you find yourself. He'll let you see a dream or whatever. He'll touch her and everything, and you'll find her. But it's still her that have to give in to him. Like the same process kind of with Lilith. It's up to her to decide if she want to stay or not, because she's like, well, you me and I'm you, so I'm going to do that thing. I'm equal to you and all this bullcrap type of stuff. But also women have fallen and subject to the same thing that Lilith was like, trying to be equal or, share equality with Adam, when they're not equal at all. And so she's just a rib. So the rib is now trying to be like Lilith. She's trying to be from the dust of the earth, But yeah, that's what it is. You find your wife. You find your own wife, not just any random woman. All right, so you go forth to find your loss, to make good your loss again. So when I said that I'm looking for myself, which is my female self, it wasn't some far-fetched thing that I was bringing out of the air and people was like, man, he making up stuff, prophesizing and philosophizing. I wasn't doing that. All right, so let's continue on. The very differences between the sexes in garb and social forms go back to the origin of man and woman for their reasons. Woman covers her hair in token of whose having brought sin into the world, or Mother Eve having brought sin into the world. All right, stop there for a second. So now you know why women must cover their hair. All right, you must cover your hair. You must cover your head, being the lesser in hierarchy. Okay, you must cover your hair, being a woman. There are other reasons outside of just this. You are not the head of the household. You have no dick and balls. You're a whole, H-O-L-E. You're a whole. So because you're a whole now, Satan will come and take you. You're no longer a man. You don't have a nefesh. Because you don't have a nefesh, Satan can just break right into you and take you. So for that reason as well is why you must cover your hair, cover your head, to say that to the demons and the angels and all kinds of things that you are covered and spoken for by a holy man, a holy husband that can protect you. And so when Satan sees that, instantly he will not come to you. Instantly he will go to your covering and then reconfirm that. Is this your wife or not? So you got to be understandable. Don't be playing meta games all your life, because all a man can say is no or yes, and that can destroy your life and your soul. And Satan will come right to you and take you. So if I ever said at any time that the vow that me and China Ann McClain has, I know that because she's playing with me. I haven't met her yet. I can say anything or whatever the case, but me being understanding about the life that we live in and the obstacles or whatever the case, I still have not annulled the vow yet. In order for me to properly even put the vow into a proper position or a proper perspective, I gotta speak to her. You know what I'm saying? Before I can say this or that. So I still hold the vow. So Hades will come to me and be like, You still got the vow. I say, yeah, I'm still honoring the vow. I'm still holding on to the vow. I'm still her covering. So for descendants 4, he still can't do anything to her really. But because my hand is off of it, it's a make or break at this point, because you can exhaust the thing. You exhausted your time frame and your window is closing. So now the Most High is stepping in, and now I can go no further. So I can basically hold on to something as long as I can to the Most High Father, say, give it to me. You've held on to it and you kept it so long. Now I got to throw it away because it's getting rotten, it's getting old, it's not being used. So I need to throw it away and give you something new. And that's the process that's going on here. You can't overhold. You can only go so far, but no further type of stuff. So bringing it back to women must cover their hair. You must cover your hair. That's why I'm saying your hair, not just your head and you got hair out. No, cover your hair, or whatever the case. In some circumstances, it's understandable. You got big hair, a bush and stuff like that. Do your best to cover your hair, okay? Or give a symbolization. So that's a understanding, because every woman's hair is not straight that y'all be thinking that y'all can just lay that crap down and just throw something on. Women out here got big bushy hair. So it's things that they can put on to symbolize a covering. And so that's acceptable, depending on your hairstyle and things like that. Or if you got your hair braided, you would want to cover your whole hair. If it's not braided and you got your hair out, you would want to put something on to symbolize, or whatever the case. When you go into the public, you must have your hair covered. You cannot go into the public with your hair uncovered. Just like me, I keep my head covered. You cannot be in the public with your head uncovered. In the home, in the privacy of your home, a man can have his head uncovered. It's crazy. So y'all not understanding that thing. Y'all frown upon it and y'all look upon it as like an evil thing. Like you cringe at it. Like for some reason you're not identifying, you're not understanding why you cringe at it. Why? Because of the desire in your heart for attention, for lust, for attraction. You want lust energy. So part of that wanting lust energy is you want people to look at your hair and gravitate towards you for your beauty. You want people to lust after your beauty. So you like your hair out and stuff. You don't want to be modest to cover up. Why? Because now you got to talk. And because you got to talk, you don't have anything to say. You don't got no holy words. You can't teach a man nothing or nothing. You can't cook or nothing. So you use your beauty to blind the man's eyes to kind of gravitate to you, to give you stuff, to feed you, and you use your pussy. And that has become your life, and you become a vain woman type of thing. But, covering your hair still is a symbol of modesty, even though a woman can still be not ready or still be that type of woman, a vain woman. But still, that is a cultural norm now after the fall, okay? And the main reason, as I said here again, woman covers her hair in token of Eve's having brought sin into the world. Okay, she tries to hide her shame, and women precede men in the funeral cordage because it was woman who brought death into the world. And that's regarding if a man is pious or not. If a man is a sinner, of course he'll die before you type of stuff. But if you have a holy man married to a woman that's like holy too, she's still gonna die before him, just the simple fact of they living right, they living the Torah right, and it keeps the curse intact. That she's still gonna have to die first, because the blood of Eve brought sin into the world. So you being born into this blood, you're part of the curse. Sorry about the disrespect. You're part of the curse for just being born into the world, okay? And you have to hide your shame. You have to partake in this thing now. You can't be like, well, I was a man at first and now I'm a woman, so I'm not really all the way technically a woman, so you're doing Lilith stuff. You're doing that same thing Lilith was doing. Well, I was made out of the dust of the earth too, so technically, don't do that, okay? You're gonna do it, okay? Like a man that's a homosexual and want to dress like a woman and act like a woman, then fully do it. Take your dick and balls off and get a vagina. All the way, get a vasectomy and do it all the way. And they cringe like, no, then don't do it. Type of thing. So the same with y'all. If you're gonna be in the position of a woman, do it all the way. Just don't do the lust part. Do the modest part. And that's what I'm looking for. Y'all can do what y'all want, really. Because there's men out there that want that type of lust stuff and whatever. They want that. But if there's any fully transferred student out there that want to hear my words, then yeah, I'm speaking to you. Be modest. Cover yourself like a woman. Do it just like how the woman is supposed to do it. Keep it in order. Don't step out of order. It's a now a thing allowed. That's why I'm harping on it so hard that it's a thing now allowed. Why? Because a lot of y'all fully transferred students didn't do it with the wrong intent, just to be out there getting trapped up in the satanic system, trying to make money and make ends meet or whatever. Even if that's still the case, you still can have a in-home life, and you got the trapped up life. And with the in-home life, you still can do this. You know what I'm saying? Not halfway do it, all the way do it in modesty. Don't play your husband. All the way do it, yo. And so it brings peace and order into the home when order is there and hierarchy is established. It keeps it right. Like war. Yeah, it's a bunch of men here, but the captain is still over the lieutenants, and the lieutenants are still over the officers are still over the enlisted. It's still gonna be the order of that thing. E1 to E9. It's still gonna be the rank. Okay, even though you're still gonna have that. What you women do, what you bleed like me? Yes, but I'm still in hierarchy over you. I know what I'm doing. I've been doing this long. I'm the captain. This, that. I know what I'm doing. I can help you understand what it's like to be a captain, but I'm still the captain. And it's just your position to basically side by side the captain. Don't try to be the captain. Okay? Side by side the captain. So it's like, yeah, once you get there, once you get all this and you arrive like me, don't try to take my spot. Be beside me. You know, don't be like Satan trying to take stuff. And we're gonna get into that too. All right, that's that part. All right, so it says this: because woman extinguished the light of man's soul, she is bidden to kindle the Sabbath light. And that's the prayer of the Shabbat Or, you know, La Ba'ar HaShabbat Or. So when I put the Sabbath prayer light petition on my Instagram, on Rainbow 7 Network, I put it on my Instagram, and I used Kylie Jenner's candle, her candle, and I lit that when I had my apartment. I lit that and I prayed, and so I just recorded it so I can always have it in case, like now, I'm homeless. I can just post that post, and so it can be a prayer of Sabbath light or whatever the case. But the reason I use Kylie's candle, and people are not understanding, you might not understand that, is because a woman has to basically kindle the Sabbath light. So because a woman extinguished the light of man's soul by eating the forbidden fruit, so it is her duty to kindle the Sabbath light. So I use Kylie Jenner's candle as her being in the position to say, because you use your business to make a candle, I'll use that as an example that, or symbolization that you're here lighting the Sabbath candle for me in the position of a wife, even though you're not my wife. You see what I'm saying? Or we only married in the metaphysical. We never ordained a marriage or consummated a marriage physically. So it don't properly count all the way, but it metaphysically count. So I'm still gonna count it because we not playing games with each other and stuff like that. So it still can count. At any time anybody start playing games or whatever the case, the vow breaks. And the Most High basically he breaks it. You know, because you can't be overly metaphysical. You got to balance that thing out. But like I said, we have obstacles and things and stuff, enemy grounds. Understand them. All right, so that's what the case is. Eve caused the fall of Adam, and so we went from looking like lightning bugs or fireflies, as you call it. We ended up going from looking like lightning bugs that never go out. You're flesh, but you light up like a lightning bug. So we went from looking like lightning bugs to looking like flesh, and so the Most High, or looking like kind of like ghostly or whatever the case. And so the Most High basically, he had to put skin on us. So that was clothes. The first clothes was skin, and then the leaves, and then after the leaves, what? He had to make more clothes that was covering up. Like, no, that's not proper enough. Like bikinis and all that, it's not enough. Put on some, I gotta make some clothes for you. So the angels came and made clothes, or taught them how to make clothes out of sheepskin or sheep hair and stuff like that. And so they made garments out of, you know, cotton and sheep hair and all kinds of things like that, wool and all that. So that's how it came up. They, came about. All right, so Adam was first made to fall into a deep sleep before the rib for Eve was taken from his side. All right, let's bring it back. Adam was first made to fall into a deep sleep before the rib for Eve was taken from his side. For had he watched her creation, he would not have awakened love in him, or she would not have awakened love in him. So this is for y'all to understand why I said I cannot see you undone. Don't come to me 5 months in your process. Come to me at least 8 months or 9 months. You can be a preemie and all that, but at least be a preemie or be fully, ready to come forth or whatever, presented as a full baby. Don't come out looking like an alien and then you holding the baby in the hand like, what the heck is this? An alien? It just look like a horsefish or a shoe horse, or what's a seahorse? Look like a seahorse or something. No, don't come unfinished. Come fully finished. Okay, that's the process for everything. Okay, it's the process and then it's done. All right, let's enjoy it now that it's done. But as far as I can go, it's premature baby type stuff. So Adam, in that same sense, was not allowed to see her process because he saw the process of Lilith and she did not awaken love in him. It was like, you my little sister for real, I'm not feeling that. Or you like my daughter for real, I'm not feeling that. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't do it until Eve did what she did and caused the fall. Then he came looking for her and she came looking for him. And that love got rekindled in some kind of way and they ended up having sex and having babies and stuff. So Lilith ended up having children by Adam when Eve did what she did and it made them run back to each other. So that's another story. I'll probably bring another time, maybe, how they ended up coming back together for a minute. It's not detailed, but it's an understanding that they did come back together after the fall that Eve did. Adam left her for 135 years. He left her for 135 years. He left her, yo, and went to go look for Lilith. So it's pretty sure with tears and stuff like that, like, yo, Lilith left me and we was beefing over some sibling type stuff, like I'm older, you younger. What the heck was we talking about? Like beefing over I'm older and you younger. And so you left and our whole life got messed up and I got this new thing that ruined the whole creation. So he go running with tears and all that boo-hooing, looking for Lilith. Where you at? Where you at? And Lilith running to him. Baby, where you at? Where you at? They can't even see each other no more. Why? Because he's flesh now. So he can't see in the metaphysical like he used to. He's like a crackhead baby like me. You're blind. Your eyes not open. You just, the first stages of a man being not eye open was the scariest thing to him because his eyes was normally open all the time. And so he was running, where you at, Lilith? Look, I can't, what the heck? There go Adam right there. But he can't see me and stuff like that. So it's just kind of sad. You can't get the Lilith, Lilith can't get the you. It's the way the Most High did that thing. The way he did it. Gave him another woman that caused the whole fall of creation. And now you running back to your wife and you can't even get to her. You can't even see her. You see what I'm saying? That type of thing. And she can't even get to you because you can't see her. So both of y'all messed up now. But the Most High listened to their prayers and allowed them to have a metaphysical meeting. Why? Because he could not just metaphysically be with her. Because at that point, it became a curse. Where Adam, when he would go to sleep, whatever dream befell him, it befell him. If he blacked out and didn't have a dream, he just blacked out and didn't have a dream. That's the life I'm living. I see whatever the Most High Father put on me. Or I just black out and don't see anything. Sometimes I see y'all, sometimes I don't. You know what I'm saying? I'll be in meta spaces sometimes I don't. Sometimes I forget the meta. It's all that now. When it used to be just two different worlds you living in, and that's just the way it was. So now you begging to see someone. You begging to see your wife because you only seen her in the metaphysical, in the spiritual. And so now the spiritual is like not really talked about as much, especially in today's time. If you overly spiritual, people be like, yo, you overly spiritual when you gotta be 100% spiritual and 100% physical. What you talking about? It must be daily conversation like physical life, like eating. It must be daily conversation. So that's the thing. Adam lost his eyes. And so because he lost his eyes, he couldn't see the heavenly angels. He could not scan the world like he used to. He couldn't do what he used to do. His power was gone. He became a blocked off man, like me. And that's it's only scary when you used to see and now you don't. But when I was born not seeing, it felt like nothing. Like this is the only world I got, and I'm just riding on hope and scripture text and stuff like that, waiting for the day that I can see something. And I'm only expecting to see something when I die. So that's where the scripture comes, says, blessed is he who has not seen and believed, than he who has seen and believed. Or rather, blessed is he who has not seen and he knows, than he who has seen and he knows. But eventually the one who has not seen and now know will eventually see and know as well. So it just was more blessed for you that you followed the Most High Father being blacked out, or crackhead baby type stuff. So you basically eventually are just going to be blinded out, blocked out, and you live just a basic physical earth life. And people get frustrated a lot of times. Through my life, that's what I realized. People get frustrated when you can't see. And when you can't see, you can't play. You can't catfish, you can't riddle, you can't do any of that type of stuff when you are blind. It's like you're disabled. And people get angry because you can't play along, or you can't get along because you're in a war zone. America is a war zone. So everybody go about it stealthing. It was my wisdom in this being crackhead when I realized what I was, what a crackhead baby was. I realized that I'm just blacked out. I can't see. I'm opposite blind. So I basically rode on health instead of just stealth, because a lot of y'all so stealthy that you're not healthy at all. You're not holy, pious. You're not thinking about pious and holy things. You developing your own ways of wisdom and magical powers to get along. You're doing everything under the sun but living right. And that becomes a cringe to you to even try to live right. Like, you looking at, what's the power in this? You're not thinking that actually physical, ritualistic type stuff can not only be evil, but can also be holy. If you do a holy, ritualistic thing, it will bring holy power and holy protection, versus doing evil, ritualistic things. It's funny. Y'all do evil, ritualistic things all day, and they bring power. Do holy, ritualistic things, and it also bring power. It's just you not knowing how to find it because it's been hidden. So you stay stealthy. Some people were wise enough to know, let's stay stealthy until we find some health that we can be healthy, be holy and pious. And I did it because I'm a blinded baby. I'm opposite blind, so I'm just being dragged back and forth through the physical life, not knowing I'm being puppeted by people. You know what I'm saying? Y'all understanding that, and so y'all have that fear. I don't, because my whole life I've been puppeted by people. My mind was always red. As the scriptures also said, Adam and who, they was naked in the garden, you know, and they were not ashamed. It wasn't talking about they was, you know, naked, dick swinging and stuff. No, they was clothed with light or life. They was clothed with life. So they had life clothes on. So you couldn't see no nakedness or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But when the fruit was eaten, they realized they did something contrary to creation. A monkey wrench happened. And so when the monkey wrench happened, they start feeling tension and tugs and like, hold on, I feel like I'm moving different. I feel like I'm being watched now, or I'm being frowned against now. I feel like something is against me, or creation. I feel different. You know, I feel like somebody's watching against me and not watching for me now. And that's what Adam was noticing. His mind was open, exposed to people to see his every thought and intent. And he was not ashamed because he had no secrets. He had nothing to hide. So he didn't care if people was all in his mind and all that, all in his mental space, seeing what he doing on earth. He didn't care. But when the time came for him to understand that was when the forbidden act happened, then he realized that, oh snap, people in my head, people can see my thoughts. And so they try to hide themselves, you know, because of the shame, the secrets, you know, instead of apologizing, they realized it. So that's what happened. When you sin, you realize that you're being watched, and so you try to play cards like nobody's perfect, and you develop a whole system called America on cliches of don't judge me, you know, type of stuff. That's what the world becomes, a don't judge me type of world. When you start doing things contrary to what the Most High Father say, you realize you're naked, your eyes open, and now you're running for your life in demon spaces. You're making all kinds of mainstream media videos, music videos, movies about horror films and demons and all kind of stuff now. You're making all kinds of crap up, talk about this is what I'm going through, I'm seeing demons and stuff, help me. But all you gotta do is just repent for what you did, understand that there are no secrets in the life, and live a life that's a clean life where you don't have to have secrets, or you don't have to lie to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Where your intent is pure. Then you don't gotta hide from anybody, knowing that you are now exposed. Your third eye is open, bullcrap. So that's what happened. He was not worried about that. So the same thing with me. My third eye was never open, ever. Because my life was a purely intended life. Even though I was dragged and I was, you know, had a bunch of obstacles and stumbling blocks trying to find the truth, My intent in life was only to find the truth so that I can live it, so that I can be a pleasant odor to the Most High Father by living right, according as he said. So I just only was searching for that my whole life. So it wasn't mattering what the religion was. It was just a simple fact of who is the creator and what am I supposed to do, no matter what book is written in, so I can follow that thing. It just so happened to be that the Torah, the Tanakh is the actual word. It just so happened to be that. But that's what my search was. And just that being my search without a book, I found the book that has the actual protecting words in it. And so I had to say that, that's what exposed him. And so saying all that to bring it back, we had to take a back road. Let's bring it back. For had he watched her creation, she would not have awakened love in him. Okay? And that's the same thing. Your little sister, you watch her grow up, and now you're looking at her like, yo, I know your disgusting moments and all that. Like, when you used to pee and poop on yourself, you used to pee in the bed, you used to poop on yourself and crap. Like, I can't, like, what? No. I know everything about you. Like, no, it's just how it is. So to this day, it is true that men do not appreciate the charms of women whom they have known and observed from childhood up. So if you've known them, a fully transferred student now, if you've known them when they were in a state of a man, you're not allowed to be with them. They're not going to properly awaken love. It's going to be a gay thing for you. You know what I'm saying? Because you've known them when they had a dick. That's why I came up with the rule. If I seen your dick and you're a transfer student and you have not fully transferred yet, I cannot cover you. You got to find somebody that has not seen you yet that can cover you. So that is a risk that you do when you have to do that porn type of work, or you do that type of work and whatever the case, and you haven't fully transferred yet. Then eventually you decide that you want to transfer and you can't remove those videos type stuff. Men gonna see that. But if you can come across a man that has not seen that and met you and married you before he's seen that, then he can see it. Like, oh snap, that's what you look like? That's what you, oh dang. Well, it wasn't that he known you your whole life like that. It was something that you exposed to him, or a part of your life that you opened up to him finally, and he was like, wow, that's crazy, da-da-da. And he didn't leave you or nothing like that. It's just that you're being honest now, what it was and what it is now, okay? Or like giving you the sonogram. This is my sonogram. Like, what the heck is that? That's a thing, or what is it? I can't see. It looked like a horseshoe or a seahorse. I can't really tell. But dang, that's crazy. What you look like before you was born. Now you're born, you look like this, a woman. So it's the same thing. All right, the same thing for regular women too. The same thing. Take it to you. All of y'all, take it to your heart. Maybe some of y'all that are from the daughters of Eve naturally can change your heart or whatever. But for the fully transferred students, this is for y'all really. And also the daughters of Lilith, if they listening in the meta. So that's just to let you know. If you've been observed from childhood up, the man is not gonna have a desire or attraction towards you. Okay? Indeed, the Most High Father had created a wife for Adam before Eve, but he would not have her because she had been made in his presence. Knowing well all the details of her formation, he was repelled by her. So it's like you my little sister, and you like my big brother, and it's like when it's time to get intimate, we ain't feeling it. Instead of them be patient and wait, or whatever the case, and just hold off that the Most High did not open it yet to them to be intimate. So hold off on that because you're not feeling it yet. But this is your wife. But instead, she rejected him instead of be patient, and she ran away until Eve was made. Then she started feeling it. Now I'm feeling intimate, shorty. I'm burning. I want to come. Now she's feeling a rapist type of enemy. That's my husband. That's mine. That's mine. But at first, she wasn't feeling that. It was like, man, get away from me. That's nasty. But that's my wife. It's time for us to procreate. It's time for us to be intimate. Nah, man, that's crazy. I ain't doing that. And so something happened, too early. That's all. But it was because he knew her and they was not yet ready. The same as with Abraham and Sarah. In such a case with Abraham and Sarah, it can be like this. Okay, this is a special case, which is the special case of the husband and wife, which makes it special. When Sarah lost her father, Haran, he died in the fiery furnace. Abraham didn't. So it was three. He had three children. He had Lot, he had Sarah, and he had Milcah. Milcah or Malacca he had 2 daughters and a son. So Malacca or Milcah and Sarah, they were sisters. And so Milcah went to Nahor, his brother Nahor, and that was her uncle. And so she married her uncle. And Sarah married her uncle, which was Abraham. But before they got married, he did not have a attraction to her. Okay? He did not have an attraction to her. She was just like a little girl or whatever the case, and so she did not awaken love in him. It's like, that's my little niece or whatever. Like, whatever. Like, out of here. You talking about? And then you had Lot, that's his nephew. And so when the time came, she became mature, and she spoke of a maturity, meaning piety, not just speaking. Like, you're a grown woman, and you just say all the vain things in the world. You going to the clubs and partying and doing all the worst stuff ever. Like, yo, you so vain that I still am not attracted to you. Just like, yo, get out of here. But you matured in piety, whereas though before you was in your silly stage trying to learn. You know, you was not even fully developed and none of that yet. So when you start understanding about life and this, that, and the third, you start becoming developed and more mature, more pious, more holy. You start to carry yourself in holy ways. You start to become chaste and sober. And now you're starting to look attractive, you know, because now you're ready. So then she awakened love in Abraham at the right time. They were 10 years apart. She awakened love in him at the right time. So with Lilith and Adam, the love was not awakened yet for them to be intimate. And so instead, they ended up, you know, clashing with each other or whatever the case. And so after Hu was made, the second woman, now they come running back to each other. He left Eve for 135 years to go find Lilith and spent that time with Lilith whenever he could see her. It wasn't like an everyday thing. He's seeing her in the metaspace. He would see her from time to time, here and there. She would cause nocturnal emissions and pull the sperm right out of him. So she would take his sperm, not the physical sperm. She would take the energy of the sperm, which is the life force that she needed to make children with. So it's a different type of energy in a sperm. The sperm has the ejaculation energy and all of that, or emotion, all that stuff that comes from the ejaculation of a man is the energy that spurts need to make life and create life with, versus just energy of just like food or just talking about something or whatever, random energy. You just right here. But making music, whatever the case, the actual act of sex and the sperm energy is what procreates, whether it is the actual physical or the metaphysical energy of the sperm itself, the life force itself. It is used to procreate with Lilith, and also with any woman, really. And that's also a clue for you, the third woman, y'all fully transferred students, how you can't physically bear children like barren women, but you still can metaphysically and protoplasmically have children. You know, Little Nas Extra was trying to help you with that, but he didn't do it right. He was out of order with it. You can only be protoplasmically or metaphysically, pretty much the same thing, you know, conceived or concepted. You know what I'm trying to say? You can only conceive metaphysically and protoplasmically, never physically, because you have a neshama now, so you can hold children. But you can't bring forth children physically in the world unless you transfer it. So Little Nas Extra gave you the demonic version, and that's the pure version for y'all. Alright? The same process with Eve. Okay, the woman, she's pregnant and then neshama first, and when it's time for her to bring forth the child physically, it's in her stomach. That's all. Or you do the surrogacy thing. Alright, sorry about that. Take a breath break. So let's bring it back. The Most High Father had created a wife for Adam before Mother Eve, but he would not have her because she had been made in his presence, knowing well all the details of her formation. He was repelled by her, but when he roused himself from his profound sleep and saw who before him in all her surprising beauty and grace, he exclaimed, "This is she who caused my heart to throb many a night." Yet he discerned at once what the nature of woman was. So, what's saying here? She was a worse thing than Lilith, but because he did not see her made, he did not see her, he did not look at her when she was made. because he was not looking at her when she was made, her beauty was very attractive to him, but she had a bad character. Lilith wasn't really a bad character type woman. She just had hierarchical issues, you know? And so they split up off of some stupid, I'm older, you younger type of crap. I know more, you know less, you know, that bull petty stuff. You know, she left and got herself cursed, you know? And so that's what I realized, that, wow, I'm so focused on her physical attraction and her physical beauty that I wasn't focused on her character, and so her character so messed up. And so that's, you know, that's how it is. Women are messed up in that character that you can't understand them. For a man, we can't understand them. But Lilith, we were so connected with Lilith. We understood her. She understood us. So it was kind of a way for the Most High to tell him, stop focusing on the physical attraction so much. Stop focusing on what you physically see, or what you can tangibly see, or visibly see, or no matter what. Stop focusing on what the image you can see in front of your eyes. Focus on the energy that proceeds from the person. Okay? So that's a warning for y'all fully transferred students too. Stop focusing on the wrong things. Okay? Stop focusing on the wrong things. But at the same time, wait till love awakens. Okay? Do not awaken love before it's time. It's also written in Song of Solomon, or the Song of Songs. It's the Song of Solomon's or Lamentations. One of those two. It said, I think it's Song of Songs. When one of the women that Solomon wanted to take to himself, he brought to his castle. But she didn't want to be with him because she had a husband already. And she was in love with a simple shepherd man that was not the king. He was not rich. He just lived in the kingdom. He was just a simple man. And she was in love with that simple man that was not rich. You know, she didn't want to be with the rest of the women that wanted to be up under the rich King Solomon. So Solomon played that card and did that because he was tired of all of these women. So he played it like a role, like a woman is. He did it like that because it was actually a woman that was like that. He did that on purpose so that women could see that it's not about him having riches and being fine and having a big dick and all this extra stuff he can do for you. And, you know, you just sitting back lazy like, oh, he can do this for me. And never at any time are you thinking or feeling, what can I do back for him doing for me? So a woman had to come that was in love with another man already. And so he used her and took advantage of her and made Song of Songs and was like, you know, I'm already in love with a man and my man is a shepherd and this and that and this and that, you know, and basically saying, do not awaken love before the time. You know, also stop trying to be with somebody that you're not ready for. Stop trying to jump the gun. Stop looking at, the idea of marriage. Oh, I just love the thought of being married to this man, but you're not ready at all to be married to this man. You just looking at him like, yeah, he look like this, you know, but you're not thinking to stay away because you feeling like, I'm not ready. I'm not mentally ready or nothing yet. I'm not pious or nothing. I'm not even seeking for what he's seeking for. We not on the same path or nothing. I just want him in me. I want his sperm. I want him to bust a nut. I want him to pound me out. And that's all you're thinking about. So you're awakening the intimacy or the energy of intimacy before the time, no matter what kind it is. So she was schooling them. Don't awaken love before it's time. Don't awaken lust before it's, basically a love before it's time. But the rest of y'all just so full of lust. That's why y'all out here with Solomon. All these women full of lust. So the women that listen to her don't awaken love before the time. Teaching them, that you should, be with another man, because Solomon was trying to get rid of some of them. Or a lot of them, really. So that's what it was. That's what it was. And she schooled them. So it's the same stuff we saying here. If you're supposed to be with a person, don't jump the gun. Wait till you're ready. Wait till you're equal. And make sure you actually are trying to be equal with the person that you're trying to be with. Don't just be lollygagging like, oh, I'm going to marry him one day, and you ain't even trying to work on yourself. And so you never end up talking to the man, be 8,000-9,000 years, and you never even got brave enough to talk to the man yet because you're not trying to purify your heart or your desires. You're still doing things that you desire to do, which is wrong things. And you want to contend and fight because what? Pleasure and pain. Your pain, and you're trying to outweigh the pain with pleasure that you don't want to hear nothing about nothing else. And so you ain't even thinking about living a holy life or nothing. You're just thinking about living a life pleasant so that you can survive. Oh, I love eating shrimp because it tastes good, but it's wrong to eat. Eat something else that tastes good. Your stuff got to come out of your diet that you used to eat that tastes good. Anything can taste good. We know that if you cook it. A human toe can taste good if you cook that thing right. But if you knew that it was a human toe before you ate it, you're not going to eat it. But if somebody just threw that thing in there, like, oh, it's just meat or whatever, you probably give it a chance. It tastes good, so now that's your thing. Now that's your thing, eating human toes. So gotta be careful, yo. Gotta be careful. Yeah, I'm going too strong, but at the same time, I'm not going too strong. You gotta be careful, man. You gotta take away a lot of habits that the Most High call evil, you know? Like even certain foods. This is why I keep saying that certain foods are evil foods. It promotes evil energy and evil power for the system of evil to reign. So if all of y'all eating from energy from a blacked out system, you're gonna be blacked out. So that's why all of y'all be like, yo, you all be saying satanic stuff because you're eating gay food. Okay? You're eating gay food. And so you're giving power to the gay agenda. Just doing it. But then you don't stop because you still like, what? You want the gay agenda? And so like, wow. The only thing they're gonna do is turn back and kill you. For the women. That's for the women. So you don't want that agenda to rule. You don't want that to rule or reign. You want the proper order to stay as the proper order of things. Okay, so things don't get out of proportion. The hierarchy can stay the hierarchy, and things don't go crazy and haywire, and then you don't end up getting enviously murdered, not realizing that they really was just smiling in your face, but F you for real. And so you're still promoting the gay agenda by eating things you're not supposed to eat. Why? Because it was my custom, my culture. I was raised right. You was raised wrong, so now know how you're supposed to be. Why? Because your desire is not right. The same thing with me. If a person come out and say, I used to this, that, and the third too, but I changed. Why? Why would they say that? Because that desire was after something pure and holy. They had a pure desire to live a holy life towards the Creator who made this world. Yo, you looking around, looking in the sky, like who made the sky, the clouds, like all this stuff, we see built up. Who put the stuff here so that people can build from it? The energy, the buses, the this, the loud noises, the sound effects. Who made sound effects? Like, yo, the Creator is the creator of sound effects too. Like, yo, like sound effects are so intricate. Yo, the sound of a slapping water is different from the sound of slapping a rock. The sound of slapping this, you know, the sound of drinking water is different from the sound of pouring water out on the ground. Sound effects even, that's so intricate in creation. Creation could be so dry and soundless. You can hit a home run and it ain't make no crack and nothing, no crowd or nothing. You ain't get no crowd off of that. It just was, and then went out there and hit a home run. Everybody like screaming, but you ain't hearing nobody making no noise. It's just like you done crowd the mess out of that. Got a grand slam, straight crowded, but you ain't get no sound effect off the crowd. You know what I'm saying? Or the crowd. So I'm just saying, crowd. Dang, where the sound at, shorty? So you yelling, you want to fuss and argue, but ain't nothing coming out your voice. So the Most High Father, the Creator, is the creator of all things, and you gotta think about that. You inhaling and exhaling all day, but at any moment he can be like, give me that. Offer some Prince of Egypt messages coming there, take your highs from you. Straight take your highs. Hey, yo, you ain't got no highs left. You just continue to inhale, exhale. Straight on Prince of Egypt. Straight take your highs. Straight take your highs, shorty. But you're not thinking about him taking your highs from you. And so you just living your cloud nine life blinded, thinking that you're awake. You're just not really awake. You're just going through something, and we looking at you like, yo, you breathing like crazy. And so it is your understanding to have a pure desire towards the one who made you in the world, to search for what it is that he wants you to do in his world. That's disrespectful. That's all day long you'll have somebody out, you gonna do what I say in my house, this is my house, you going all extra crazy. But at the same time, the Most High looking at your energy level like, yo, let me analyze the intensity level of them kicking you out, of that person kicking this other person out of the house. Let me get the intensity level so I can give it back to them later. Because they're not realizing that they breathing in my world with my breath, they living in my planet, and they not worshiping me, they not serving me, they not seeking to live how to live writing nothing. You just breathing and yelling like, yo, get out my house, I this and I pay the bills and not extra strong. Ooh, yeah, the bills part, yeah, because the Most High Father, he paid the life bills. Also, he paid the highest bills and all that for your breath. Like, you know what I'm saying, your inhale, your exhale, he paid that bill, all that. He paid a life bill, you paying the light bill. He paid a life bill so that the earth can have life to give you light. And you're not looking at it like that. You know what I'm saying? You're not looking at life like that. You're looking at life like, I can do what I want, nobody can tell me nothing. But like, yo, what the heck? You're not understanding. You're judging yourself. And so the Most High harden your heart and block your mind off so you can't see yourself being yourself until you get somebody to tell you this is what you was being like in the Creator's world and not serving him. That's how he feel about you, how you feeling about people. So he's going to take your energy of you kicking people out your house and be like, now look at you living in my world. Now I'm going to give that back to you. Get the F out, blah, blah, blah. I pay the life bill out here, shorty. Then you go to space and then freeze. Like, you're like, what the heck? Throw you off the earth. Get off the earth. Throw you off. And you can't get thrown off the earth for real. You'll go straight to sleep and not wake up. What happened to her? Oh my goodness. So-and-so died in the sleep. Straight get off the earth. Threw you straight off. Mother Earth was like, yo, I'm tired of yo. I'm so tired, yo. Print you out a Greyhound ticket. You know, you got to get a round trip, though. Print you out a Greyhound ticket off the earth, shorty. Yeah, it's crazy. Off the earth was your Greyhound ticket. Off the earth, shorty. Threw you off. Get out of here. And you was just died. You know, you ain't just sleep. People talking about, I don't know how she died, and nobody know what happens after you die, and if there's a heaven or hell. But Mother Earth's like, yo, I'm tired of you, shorty. Talking about, get out my house. You get out my house. Threw you off the earth. Get off the earth. You talking too much about kicking people out and this and that and this and that, and you still breathing. Threw you straight off the earth. But you got people at your funeral. Oh no, who knows what's after this? Maybe she's gonna reincarnate as a pretty flower, but you ain't even on the earth no more. You got thrown off earth into deep space. Get out of here. You can do that. I mean, it can happen. Mother Earth she protects your protoplasm. So when you go to sleep at night, your soul stays within your body. Or you actually go to a certain place. The angels will take you to different meta spaces or dream spaces, etc., etc. That's how it works. You're just not going to sleep. You're being taken to places. You're not understanding that the angels are taking you to places and you're having dreams. You're in certain places. Or you're meeting up with somebody in some kind of huddle. Some ship or something. You in a huddle. Or you going to an actual constellation. But they don't mess with Earth no more. So it's rare that people go to constellations anymore. I've been to a couple. But they be on edge like, shorty, don't say one thing wrong or we going to bank you. You know what I'm saying? They will bank you, shorty. They just be looking at you. But then they be like, oh, you cool. You can eat food and everything. Tastes good. You wake up full and all that. You wake up full from eating some stuff in the constellation, in the stars. All of that. But not too much of that happen with y'all. Y'all be in demon spaces and crap. Like, what the heck y'all going through? But, yeah. Or otherwise, you're going to be thrown off the earth. Mother Earth will do that. Throw you right off and you won't wake up. And so, Frozen 1, Frozen 2 type stuff. So, with that said, understand here, man. This is the Most High Father's world. Don't be so disrespectful, yo. All right? And don't be so bringing it back, winding it down. Don't be so infatuated with a physical appearance of a woman, you know, or the physical appearance of your wife to where you miss her energy that is 100% compatible with you. You know, Lilith was connected to Adam more than Eve was connected to Adam. But he was so focused on the physical attraction, that's the first thing he noticed. Oh, she's pretty physically. But do she match you? Do she match your energy? Is she compatible with you or compatible with you? Is she obedient to you or not? Soon as she got made, what? She ate the forbidden fruit. Adam said, don't eat from that tree of knowing good versus evil. You know the difference between listening to the Most High Father and not listening to the Most High Father. Don't eat from that fruit. And it was a deeper knowledge of good and evil, like what earth was made for in the first war that happened in heaven. It was that knowledge, the first sin that ever happened that caused the fall of Lucifer and all that. That was that knowledge. And even deeper about the sons of Yah that made the creation and the earth and all this. How they was, you know, some of them had energy in them to contend with the Most High Father. to be like the Most High Father. They felt like that. So Lucifer felt like that. And there's many drops to a body. There's many body parts to a body. So everybody wasn't in cahoots. It's like, I got a disease on my ankle somewhere. I got a bruise and somebody got to cut it out or something. Or this happened or whatever. So that's how it be. You know, you got to get that part of your body, get that ailment or that ill part of your body out, and then it heals. It heals over. You just got to get that nasty part out, you know, and you be good. Like a fruit, you can't eat the whole fruit, so you're just gonna cut out the part that you can't eat and eat the parts that you can't eat. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. So again, y'all, I'm giving you extreme warnings in a long video because this is life and death. And we're gonna go to the last part, which is why my marriage failed. Why marriages failed, or why mine failed. I'm gonna just use myself. All right. So after we found out what happened with Adam and Mother Who and Adam and Lilith, what happened there? It was an issue of attraction and connection and stuff. All right. So this one is the last one, and then I'm gonna activate y'all. Y'all might be third eye awake, but you're not activated yet. You're just third eye open. So y'all be looking at me like, you see what's going on, or feeling like you're more metaphysical than me, more spiritual than me, because you see what's going on. You're more connected with everybody than me, but you're not activated yet. I'm above all of that. That's why. And I'm going to show you why I am. Because I read and understand what's going on, but I'm going to show you why, and I'm going to activate y'all too. So you're going to get activated in the sub, but you're no longer going to be subbing, and you're no longer going to have a whatever life that you're living now. You're going to actually have a side to choose, and your purpose is going to be full and complete. So this video is going to be for days and days and years ahead that you're going to get activated from this. All right, so it says here, Adam called his wife Isha, and himself he called Ish, abandoning the name Adam, which he had borne before the creation of who? Or before the creation of Eve, okay? For the reason that the Most High Father added his own name, Yah, to the names of the man and the woman, Yod to Ish, and Hey to Isha. So at the beginning of Ish, there should be a Yod there. As like Yes to the L, there should be a Yod there in Ish. Okay, so that's how you should spell Ish, with a Yod, Ish. And Isha should be spelled with a Hey at the end. All right, to indicate that as long as they walked in the ways of the Most High Father and observe his commandments, his name would shield them against all harm. Now bring it back. So he's telling them, you would be Ish and you would be Isha. So for the fully transferred students, you would also be called Isha, okay? Which means wife. To indicate that as long as they walk in the ways of the Most High Father and observe his commandments, his name would shield them against all harm. That's what my wife not understanding. I'm telling her, just say your vows anyway. In the name of Yah. Say anything in the name of Yah. And just say in the name of Yah, I'll say my vows later even. Anything that you can say at this moment, say it in the name of Yah, because we're in the midst of the evil enemy system, and without the vows of servitude and vowing servitude to the Most High Yah and to each other, that we will be together and observe the commandments of the Most High, or whatever, and walk in his ways, which is his halakha, or his halakot, and his torot, his tanakh. We must vow that. And when we vow that in his name, the only way you can do that is if your desire is to do his commandments and stuff. If you don't, you're not going to say it. So if you do, you must say it. Which is why I was mad at her, because I was under the assumption that her desire was actually truly to serve the Most High Father, to live in his ways and not be catfishing. I didn't think that she would do such a thing. Why? Because she decided to think that the stealthy life was more protecting than the healthy life. But I'm here to tell you that healthy life is more protecting and peaceful than a stealthy life, which is why I can't get in a relationship with y'all. Y'all still thinking stealth. Stealthy. Stop thinking that, yo. It's health. This to indicate that as long as they walk in the ways, the halakot of the Most High Father, and observe his mitzvot, his commandments, his shem, his name would shield them against all harm. This is what I'm telling you. Why marriages fail, why mine be failing. Y'all tripping. If you're going to serve the Most High Father, really mean that. And I make sure that before I'm even talking to you, that that's what you desire, that's what you want to do, so that you can make the vow and we can keep moving forward. I now can protect you and put you in the medical bay, and you can heal from that point, and we can get you equally yoked with me. Instead of like, wait till you get it, because you're not going to get it in the midst of a battlefield. I got to drag you and put you in medical bay. And then, as long as your desire is pure, I can do it. If not, then you're not going to ever vow this, so that you can be shielded from all harm. You're going to still be stealthing and jumping and playing. 8 years, 9 years, you still ain't here yet. You still doing anything and everything else. And Descendants 4 is coming. Little Mermaid, you sold your soul for something. Y'all still thinking stealth. And then be like, help me, protect me, save me. Not knowing what you got to do to stay safe. Yo. It's crazy, yo. Sorry, I'm just extra spazzing on that because it's the one main thing y'all not knowing. But I read, so I know. And now I got to share it with y'all so y'all can know. Because y'all don't have a desire to, read it or search for it. Or look for this information, or even know it even exists. So with the benefit of the doubt, you ain't even know this exists. So I'm saying it. But it goes on to say, but if they went astray, his name would be withdrawn, and instead of Ish, there would remain Esh. Okay, so Esh is to say fire. That's what they say in the Israeli army when they want to shoot a gun at you. So they'll say Esh, 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 and so they'll shoot. So Esh is like fire, destroy, attack. You would attack each other. You'll be a flaming fire of rage and anger and evil and all that type stuff. But you would be Ish. You would be a good, holy, pious man instead of a fire dick man. Fire dick men are what you see today. All y'all gravitate to, the homosexual men, the aggressive men, the ones that be degrading y'all, talking about bitches and hoes all the time. They have no desire for piety or holiness, always trying to make their image look like a strong masculine image, but they are far away from the image of the Most High Father. They are not an Ish, they're Esh, okay? So I'm an Ish, I'm a holy, pious man, okay? But the rest of the men that y'all gravitate to are Esh, like y'all are, Esh, okay? So again, his name would be withdrawn, and instead of Ish, there would remain Esh, a fire, issuing from each and consuming the other. All right? So that's what you must understand. This is the main reason right here why marriages don't last, because you go into it with a wrong desire. Even if you out here in the world and you lost and a man come and pick you up, only way it's going to work is if your desire is after a purity. If your desire is after doing what the Most High Father, who made this world and who made every sound effect that exists, you must desire to do what it is that he say that pleases him. And if you don't have it, your desire must be to search for it, not be trapped up in your cultural viewpoint, because your cultural viewpoint could be wrong, established by some man that was a Esh, a fire. You want to find what it is that the Most High gave for Ish, for you to be a husband and for you to be an Isha, a woman. Okay? That you can heal each other with fresh water and not destroy each other with flaming fire. Okay? So this is that main issue, and I have to warn y'all about this thing, that now that y'all are fully transferred students understanding, you got to watch out for these things that the first two women messed up, Lilith and Eve. Don't be Lilith and Eve. You are the best of both. You know what I'm saying? Or the component of both. The only one thing you can't do is bear children out your own body, but you can do surrogacy. And so that is like, wow, you can have a child without even having it out yourself. So the Most High saved the best for last. You don't have a period, you don't bleed. They say it's tighter. You understand men better because you came from that thought process and understanding first. The connection is more balanced and orderly, meaning it's not all sexual and intimate. It actually has a purpose. You actually can be feminine if you have a good man, Ish on your side. You can actually be an Isha. Okay? All of that stuff makes it better. Okay? And it make you a better component. And you can have children through other women, through surrogacy. Or you can adopt, or whatever the case. And still maintain your figure and stuff like that. And it's all of that, man. You have a beautiful voice, a lot of y'all. And you can, like I said, if you're a preemie, just finish your process. Your voice still strong. You know You know, you got a Miley Cyrus voice, but you look like Ariana Grande. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? You're a preemie. Just finish your process. It don't matter. Because the one thing that matters is the dick and balls is completely gone. So that the liquid that come from you is just you. You know? It's female energy. Okay? It's not sperm. Sperm is the male energy, which is life force. A man has life force in himself already. You're not supposed to take life force from another man having yours already. You need to go to a creator. But a woman that's a fully transferred student or not, that's just you. So your juice is your juice. If I'm drinking you, I'm just drinking you. You know, it's just you. So we are one another. We are each other at that point. So that's the marriage. Okay. So that's the point of the matter. It does not matter. Okay. All right. So now let's get into the trigger, the activation of the matter. All right, now I'm going to activate y'all. Now, this was something that happened before in the decision to make mankind. All right, there was a conversation about making mankind, and then all the angels came forth, and they was talking about making Adam, and Adam is going to be like this and that and the third or whatever. All right, and so this is in the same book, Legends of the Yehudim, chapter 3, Creation of Mankind. And under the subtitle Just Before Woman, I think it's called The Creation of Man or The Creation of Adam. In this subtitle, all right, this is what was the conversation that went out. So I'm going to give you the spill, then I'm going to give you the actual text. Y'all can read it ahead of me. But so here it is. The children of the Most High Father are given permission to make visible creation, which is dark space creation, black canvas creation. All right, normally it's white canvas. So we're in dark canvas creation. And so we're given permission to make mankind. And so we do. Or make anything. And so we do. And so it comes out that some of the things we made start feeling kinds of ways. And the main one that started feeling some kind of way was Lucifer. Lucifer feeling so messed up about us wanting to make mankind. Why would you make something that can sin against you when nobody has ever sinned before? Why would you make something that can sin? So if you can make something that can sin, you can sin yourself. So that's the conversation that went on before mankind. Wasn't no earth yet. Was no earth yet. So the different angels came out. Gabriel, Mikael, and Labiel, whose name changed to Raphael. The three archangels came up. Gabriel came up, and the sons of the Most High Father, the sons and daughters, they came up and was like, look, we're going to make mankind. They're called the stars of God. Also, but really the children of God or the sons of God, different terms, but these are the actual original children or sperm from the ball sack of the creator. All right, let's put it like that. So they're making stuff on a lower form. So they're making all this existence. And so Gabriel comes up, they call Gabriel up. Gabriel, the archangel's like, you know, bop, 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 we about to, this was going on. Are we about to make this thing called mankind? It's going to be like this, that, and the third, shorty, da, 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 da. And so some of the angels that was in rank under Gabriel was like, oh, shorty, I ain't feeling that. Why you gonna make that? Like, they can sin and this and that. Nah, shorty, they gonna be like this and that. They gonna hate truth. What? Get out of here. I'm not feeling that ever. Get out of here. So then they start looking at the one who made them, the creator, sideways, the children. They start looking at the children sideways. Like, nah, shorty, I ain't feeling that, man. I'm telling the Most High Father. So they start feeling thoughts of telling their father. You know, same type of family story, which is why Earth was made, so that we can understand what it was like before Earth on a higher, more vast, powerful, majestic level. We had to dwindle it to a humble level of no power, fragile. You can just trip over a banana peel, slip on some soap in the tub, and your life over. So we had to make it fragile so that they can understand what it's like. So before the fragile mode, this is what it was. All this power, Goku crap. So they fell. All of Gabriel's soldiers under him fell. Gabriel was the only one that did not fall. And he would be the color green, or the power of green. The next one was Mikael, as you call Michael. It's funny how that CH is only Michael when it comes to Michael name, but when it comes to everything else, it's always a ch sound, like cheese, or chest, or this, or Chester. It's always a ch sound, except Michael's name. So let you know that it's in the Hebrew originally pronounced Michael, or Michael, with a guttural sound. So anyway, it's the hide himself. Anyway, so he comes up, and he's like, Michael the Archangel, he's like, Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, we're gonna make mankind right, and it's gonna be like this, that, beep, bop, boop, and the third. And so the soldiers under him start feeling some kind of way, or whatever. And so this was the conversation. Lucifer he went above and beyond. And when he said, hold on, let me get it. So Mikael, he bows down and prostrates himself at the creation of mankind, of Adam, basically to say that I'll give reverence and this, that, and the third. Because the children were gonna make something that the angels could understand us from. So that the angels could not just only see us as this like big light bulb in the sky called the creator, or the creators, or the children. They just shine all the time and they got all the power on their throne and stuff. So the decision to make mankind so that we can get inside of it and be fragile and communicate with everybody, can be on the same level, and you can know what everybody is like from your character and not just from your power level or how many wings you got. So what? You got 6 wings and 12 wings. You can eat 12 wings. I eat 6 wings and I'm good with 6 wings. I'm full. You got 12, so what? It was racism all the way from the beginning. So here it is. He said, nevertheless, said, acknowledge the superiority of the first man. Michael is telling Satan, acknowledge the superiority of the first man. Nevertheless, he broke out in wild outcries that reached the heavens, and he refused to do homage unto Adam as he had been bidden. The host of angels led by him did likewise. So Satan broke off and did his own thing. He my eyes a little messed up, forgive me. So I'm partially blind, I'm 20/60 vision, so I've struggled to read sometimes. But, so Satan made his own little crew, and he became the leader of his own crew against Michael and against the Creator, or the children of the Creator, the Most High Father. You would dare not go to the Most High Father and try to do something like that, but you definitely would try to contend with the children. Oh, it's just the children, But the host of angels led by him did likewise, and in spite of the urgent representation of Mikael, who was the first to prostrate himself before Adam in order to show a good example to the other angels, Michael addressed Satan, give adoration to the image of God, or the image of the Most High. But if you do it not, then the Lord God will break out in wrath against you. Satan replied, if he breaks out in wrath against me, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God, and I will be like the Most High. This is what sparked the whole thing. Now, I said it, but if you read it, it's come off stronger. So Satan is basically saying this, and this is your trigger for you, so that you can come back to who you are before you was born on earth. This is the trigger. Something happened, and this is why earth exists. Satan felt some kind of way all along. And so because he did not bow to the image that the children was going to get inside of, which is called human, he replied and said, if he break out, the Creator, the one who made him, if the Creator break out in anger against me, I'm going to go to war with the Creator and exalt my throne above the Creator. So I'm going to fight the children. I'm gonna destroy the children of the Most High Father, and I'm gonna exalt my throne above the children of the Most High Father who made me, and I will be like the Most High Father. That's very disrespectful to say that I will be like the Most High Father. That's very disrespectful for him to say that. I will be like the Most High. Really, if you take the word like out, is really what he's trying to say. I will be the Most High. You're going crazy. At once, the Most High, or the children, or the God, it says here, at once God flung Satan and his host out of heaven down to earth, and from that moment dates the enmity between Satan and man, or rather Satan and the image that the creators wanted to get inside of, called man. That's the reason why they was made, so that they can get inside of it, and it's put inside of its perfection form. But because of the fall, it's not in a perfected form, so it ended up becoming what it was intended to become. A testing ground to see who had bad character. Which one of y'all really felt like you could take the throne of God and be like the Most High? It had to be one of the children that felt like that made Satan feel like that. Somebody's energy is not right here. So everybody's being tested, even the children. But the children get tested. They got tested like bits and pieces of them came in times before. But majority of the children came in this time, or whatever the case. They came at this time. And you see a lot of the children of the Most High after the Savior crucified and came whatever. He was one of the main ones. He's the unspotted one, but he's not the only one. Okay, that's why, as you call Moses wrongfully, Masha, he was like, one like me will come. Why would he say one like me? Why would you compare yourself to the Savior? One like me will come and you will hear him, the one that crucified him. So he's saying as many sons of Yah, 144,000 they say, but as many of them, a lot of them fell. A lot of them didn't make it, which is why Satan could say, I'm going to go to war with the sons of God and say, I will exalt my throne above the sons of God and I will be like the Most High Father. That's why he said that, Satan himself. And at once they knocked him down like lightning in the sky. So it really was more detailed to it. What happened was, it said the children or the sons of God, the main one, the unspotted lamb, before earth existed. He came out and was like, he took his pinky or his little finger and it says he struck Satan down with lightning. But Michael the archangel got hit too, just for hearing it. So they both got hit by the lightning and they scrapping in the lightning. So Lucifer's falling, Michael is falling, wings broken off, everybody scrapping, the music is crazy. Michael the archangel versus Satan, they going crazy, fighting in the lightning strike. Everybody, what you say, boy? You ain't gonna take nobody throne. And so that was that's the most worst thing you could say. I'm gonna take God's throne. And that's why Michael was the one that heard it. So he's the one that basically is the main one that's fighting against Satan. Michael would be the main one because he heard him say the thing. Like if I'm sitting here and I heard you say, man, I'll kill your daughter if you go to work to take care of your daughter. What? If you heard me say that, or if I heard you say it to somebody, I'm going to be in trouble for not telling somebody that or handling you. So what happened was Michael and Satan got hit together just for him hearing that. So Michael is handling them, winged up, and they scrapping. All kinds of power, energy, Goku beyond Dragon Ball Super level, shorty. They going crazy. Satan not backing down, Michael not backing down. Blood everywhere. Everybody going crazy. People dying. People frozen, screams, children. It was crazy. And then you get born. Earth is made, you get born. In the process of war. The very first war that ever started. And that was gabillion, gajillion, gabillion, zillion, bajillion, gazillion years ago that you can't count. Wasn't no Earth yet. So it was in white canvas. In white canvas, it was all white space. Then, bam, you get knocked down into black space. Bam, we scrapping. And it's cold outside. It's crazy, like. So it was all that. So you had to learn how to self-talk and all that. So it was a big thing. In black canvas or in dark space, you have to learn how to self-talk. Meaning you have to recycle energy off each other as a family. And that was the main thing that had to learn how to be done when it was time to come forth into, as they call visible creation, to do. In white canvas world, it was Mike, the Most High Father, talks us. But in deep space, black canvas world, you got to talk yourself. So when it's the example of when it get cold outside, you can heat yourself up if you stay heated up or you keep moving, but you can only do that but so long. You got to eventually get to some heat or get to some kind of place where you can get warmed up. But it's the example. You can't stay outside in the cold too long or you will lose yourself. So that's what happened. In that form, they go into war with each other at the same time. You got to stay warm. So you go into war and you got to stay warm and you got children in your being. So Michael the Archangel is very vast, bigger than universes. So Michael the Archangel got universes in himself. Children, creations, all kinds of stuff is living inside of him. And you fighting and you don't know what's going on. Thunders and lightnings and bumbling. What's going on outside? Children don't know. You get hit, blood gashing and blood gushing. You scrapping with somebody outside, but you inside, the children don't know what's going on outside. Like Earth, you in Earth, you chilling in Earth and you good. The clouds is all beautiful and all that. But outside, Earth is scrapping with somebody. And you don't know Earth is scrapping. You know what I'm saying? You don't know Earth fighting outside, but you inside safe. So that's the disrespect, but that's also the understanding is what was happening. So they scrapping. So it's like cold outside all of a sudden. Everybody, what's going on? People dying. Where's so-and-so go? The greatest fearful war is merciless. And you know what I'm saying? It is no mercy in war, which is how men could be tormentors. That word tormentors exists. Like, men torment men because of their evil. And that's what war's like with evil men. They'll torment you. They'll do painful stuff to you and let you stay alive to keep giving you more pain, which brings about suffering, you know? So war is very merciless, man, because people have evil hearts and stuff like that. So that's what happened with Michael. And what happened was Michael got saved out. He got saved out because it was found out that he was not feeling Satan. Because he wasn't feeling Satan, he got saved out through him fighting. That's how I got known, through him fighting. Because he fought so good that the Savior was like, I can save you out. Go this way, do this and do that, and I can save you out. So he took a portal or took a gateway and got back home. And Satan, he was left into dark space to freeze, so he had to learn how to self-talk. So Satan had to take everybody, all of the angels that fell with him, and had to learn how to self-talk and feed off of each other. So it manifests in Earth today as porn. And America, the American system, is the original satanic system that he used to survive in dark space before Earth existed. When the fall happened, it's manifested physically. Everything that happened before manifests physically is not a new thing. It's just manifestations of what happened a gajillion years before Earth existed. And our part to play comes when our generation comes to come into it. So everybody we see is people that we saw before when the fall happened. You know what I'm saying? So you're not going to match up to somebody that you didn't meet Earth. You're going to match up to somebody that you